Alright, you guys, so Vinland Saga this week sees Ainir and Thorfinn desperately trying to get a hold of a horse to finish cultivating the wheat fields on time, um so so that they can fulfill their promise to the master, by cultivating the entire farm into a successful wheat field, and actually be able to earn their freedom, because the episode starts out with Thorfinn and Ainir basically giving it all they got just to basically manually with 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 without the help of a or or a plower, which in Vinland Saga's time is obviously operated by a horse. That they realize that it's physically impossible to, uh, uh, and that'll take them forever to actually turn the entire forest into a cultivated wheat field, and 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 that um and that they'll never be able to sow, which means plant any wheat seeds to be able to turn into crops to buy their freedom. And and, and as usual, guys, the farm ants say that despite Einar's uh, re- repeated requests to try and obtain a horse, the farmmen say that e- that's it that say don't forget you guys are just slaves after all, and and, and second, all of our horses are basically busy with other jobs, so 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 we don't have any available horses to lend you. Um, where in actuality, guys, um, uh, other members of the farm and just basically say, "Hey, look, uh, I'm taking this horse to go do something. Is that okay?" And then the main farmhand that's basically been messing with Ainir ever since he arrived says says, "Hey, look, the big one's got no manners as usual, or because I only heard a proper hello from Thornton." And then that leaves Ainir once again asking Thornton why is he so unmotivated yet again to try and be able to fulfill their deal that they have with the owner of the farm, to be able to sow all the wheat properly, and be able to buy their freedom back. And Ainir basically drills into Thornton's head that he's gonna do whatever it takes to actually make this into a sustainable wheat field, to be able to buy their freedom, but their agreement with the master stands. Um, and 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 and, uh, and once they do actually get loaned a horse by 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 no one other than their master's very elderly father, Mr. Silverkey, um, who who uh, who uh, who who basically agrees that he will lend Thornton and Ainir a horse if 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 Ainir and Thornton basically turn themselves into a go his his own personal chore boys and basically do odd requests for him, like Goku and Krillin did under Master Roshi as part of their training. And then and then eventually that they find out that S- S- Snake, the main bodyguard uh, uh, of the guest, also kind of hangs out at Mr. Silverkey's place, and and kind of actually has a better relationship with the master's father, but better than the actual owner of the farm himself, and and uh, uh, and of course once Thornton and Anya actually get the owner of the farm's dad's horse, uh, A- Anya basically starts calling Thornton a big baby because uh, uh because Anya basically takes the lead in being a former farmer and really takes pride in the amount of progress they're making by actually having a horse to basically um, do, do all the hard work and plowing the fields for them. That way they actually don't have to break their backs by using actual physical manpower. And and guys, uh, Aenir says to Thornton, "Boy, you really are a newbie when it comes to just farming in general, aren't you?" And then, obviously, we know that that's exactly the case with Thornton, because with Thornton growing up in Iceland, obviously in Iceland it's way too cold for any type of farming or crops to even have a chance of being able to be sustained. So Aenir not only stands up to the farmhands again, and but 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 again, guys, we in this episode we actually do get to see Aenir basically take some pride, and it's almost like for a brief second, Aenir's back with his mom and his sister just being an average farmer again, and Aenir is so encouraged by their progress that he actually says that they might actually be ready to start planting the wheat seeds before fall, so they're ready to harvest by spring. And then we actually find out that the the uh, the owner of the farm and his dad basically don't have the best relationship because basically, guys, the owner of the farm and Snake both are basically really concerned that Silver Key is basically taking on take taking on way too much in terms of still being out out there in the field in his advanced age, and and uh, and in the episode we don't actually find out how 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 old the master's father is, but he does look pretty old, and we do find out from Snake that that the last time Silver Key basically overdid it in the field. He he collapsed, and the and his son and Snake are are basically worried that that's going to happen again, and the only reason that that the old man is still alive is because Snake was right there to give him the proper medical attention. But yes, guys. The old man, which Snake refers to as Grandpa, um, but basically tells his son, hey, hey, you're still a fool for basically agreeing to the king's wishes to basically offer him a twice daily tribute in exchange for in exchange in exchange for his continued protection, and that tribute says that as long as the king has a satisfying tribute twice a year, the only thing that the farm will have to worry about is common thieves, which only come out at night, which is why Snake happen, happens to be staying with Grandpa, as he's also called in this episode, and he kind of again takes on that sort of wise grandfather Uncle Iroh role in this episode, and saying that his own son is stupid for wanting to earn so much money, because wealth only leads to more trouble eventually coming to you, and and uh, 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 and even though slaves aren't supposed to, um, the Grams actually lets Thorfinn and Aenir actually sit down with them and have a decent meal. Excuse me. For 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 actually doing something that the old man hasn't seen from Snake in a pretty long time. Hard work. In fact, he says, "Come on, guys, sit down. Those those that actually work hard do deserve to sit and have a semi-decent meal." And he says, "Snake, the 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 only reason you do guard duty at night is so you can hang out with all the pretty girls at their houses at night when they have the night off from being the maid or 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 whatever actually they've been purchased to do on the farm." And the Snake also says to the old man that 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 basically, with him only having 13 subordinates, if something bad really did happen on the farm, that they'd basically be doomed because they don't have the manpower to be able to handle it. And then the old man says, "Hey, I don't need any of your help to be able to defend this place. So why don't you get out of here and go do your job for once?" And then we don't actually hear what Suzuki and the master actually discuss. But what I'm thinking is it. I think that the master's dad still owns one last little amount of stake in the farm, which the master is still trying to convince his dad to sell him before he actually dies. And then the episode ends with Thorfinn and Aenir actually finally being able to plant the wheat, and and Thornton Thornton once again being amazed by what they've been able to accomplish just with the aid of the horse and the numerous farming inventions at their disposal, thanks to their master's father. Even if they are reduced to being the master's chore boys, even against the wishes of the master himself. And then the episode ends with Aenir saying, "Trust what the farming expert and your friend tells you." And then and then Aenir's like, "Hey, we are friends after all, right, Thornton? Or am I wrong?" And then the final line in the episode is Thornton saying, "Yeah, we're friends." So again, guys, it was a really good just farming episode, and and you can actually see the event progress that just the that the kindness of an old man, what they can really do, and Snake and Grams actually do 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 have some what about grandpa and grandson relationship as well. So again, guys, a really good episode. Have a good one.